Hey, what's going on, guys? It's me, Alex Woung, and welcome back to another video. Today, I'm going to be showing you exactly how to validate your offer for B2B cold email to see which niche resonates the best or what your call to action might be, especially if you are either doing this for yourself or if you're an agency onboarding a new client. This is something very important so you can get an understanding of who and what works, right? Because the thing is with cold email is that it's not as simple as, for example, selling something to realtors, right? Just take that as an example. Let's say they're very receptive to your product in person, in store, what it may be, or your service through DMs or whatnot. But just because you want to try the exact same lingo through cold email, it's not going to work out. Now, let me tell you guys a little story. There's sometimes a lot of people, there's a big misconception, especially with cold outreach, that they come into here and start to think to themselves that, okay, well, this worked for my ad or this worked for inbound, so I'm just going to essentially copy and paste that for the outbound. That is unfortunately not the case, right? You're going to have different cases scenarios where, once again, there's a video, there's a whole bunch of different factors that come into play, DMs, they can look through your account, right? But a cold email is going to be straight up words on the screen, and you're going to have something compelling enough to make that person want to A, continue reading, and B, respond, right? So without those factors, you're going to be sending pretty blindly, and that's one thing that we never really want to do, is to send blindly. Because if you don't know what you're doing, then you're not going to know what results to expect, and if you don't know what results to expect, then it's going to be a little rough for you out there. Now, without further ado, I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and talk about exactly how, for ourselves in onboarding new clients, we go ahead to try to validate an offer to begin getting them good results. So, launching campaigns without any data to back them up is, as I mentioned, a very risky move, right? Instead of relying on assumptions and taking shots in the dark, it is very crucial to launch with a proven offer that already successfully has resonated with your or your client's ideal customer profile. Right, so we validate offers by running 2 simultaneous campaigns to test their effectiveness in real-world conditions, right? Or 3, depending on the client. Here's how that process essentially works. It's very cutthroat, very simple. We launch 2 to 3 A, B, and C tested campaigns for every client, right? The campaigns are tailored to evaluate how your offer resonates with the 2 to 3 of their top performing industries through cold email. So essentially, just very briefly going to go over, let's say you're onboarding a new client or you're selling your services and you figure out they work best for AI companies, SaaS companies. Oof, apologies about that. That's something in my throat. Yeah. So let's, for example, let's take SaaS companies, right? Let's take realtors, as we said before, and law firms, right? Let's say that they do some type of SEO or whatever their service may be. Doesn't matter at this moment. But those are their top 3 performing industries. So what you would end up doing is essentially designing these campaigns to test different angles for each niche, right? And you want to keep it pretty much the same across all 3 campaigns, just so you have that idea of the tests being similar, right? Because you don't want to email realtors with, hey, can I send over a document call to action? And you want to do SaaS companies as get on a call, because you're not really confirming whether it's your offer that you're resonating, right? The main point of this, especially if you have first time doing this or have a new client, you're going to want to make sure you're validating the offer with cold email, especially if they've never done it before, right? I'm sure you guys all know your systems, and tell people that listen, how we do things is different. We want to see the proof ourselves of things working, right? Because just because the way you do it, especially I'm assuming you guys do it the right and proper setup way and do the whole 9 yards, then you should be good to go with this, right? So the point is to identify which offer generates the best response for your ideal customers. And these are high volume campaigns, by the way, with minimal personalization, focused on driving responses. Again, this is offer validation. We want to see who is going to be residing with the offer the best, right? So we're going to have a ton of leads, no clay or anything, and figure out what the responses are. If there's a lot of not interested, if there are a lot of positive replies, right? Now, typically the campaigns consist of either 1 or 2 steps. Very, very cutthroat, as I said, very simple, right? If we have an AI tool that can go ahead and scan 10,000 websites at a time and deliver you a report of potential clients, would that help you out, right? That's like very simple. If you watched my other video I uploaded, which is called I'll put it in the top right here. Right here. I guess it'll be. That's where I talk about the best B2B cold email scripts in 2024. You guys can check that out. But this is where we're going to utilize that direct offer method that I talked about to be able to go ahead and generate a great response, right? None of the fluff, no additional added verbiage. It just, we do this with this help, right? Now, it depends on the total addressable market. The bigger the better, of course. And based on the results, we craft a follow-up campaign centered around the winning call to action niche. Further refinement is done by testing individual elements of the call to action and identifying the best responding prospects. So I have a little flow chart I'm going to go over literally step by step on how we do it. And now the goal here is to identify what works and scale it, right? A lot of people, again, going back to that last video that I just talked about, overthink it. You guys do not want to be overthinking this like crazy. Make it very simple and just very easy to read, right? I watched this Instagram reel, which I don't do a lot, but I want to share with you. I thought it was super interesting. Is that it was a YouTube video that was shared that I was looking up something. And essentially there's this guy who was talking about, us business owners and high ticket people who are busy all the time. Time's their biggest value, right? The top smartest people will always be amazed with simplicity, right? The dumb people are always the ones that are going to be amazed with complexity. So I thought that was very, very interesting. I wanted to share that with you because it is extremely true, right? A lot of people try to make them sound sophisticated. They're doing this, they're doing that. And, to somebody who just isn't in the loop 100%, they're going to be like, wow, that's so much stuff I can't comprehend. He must be doing crazy things, right? Take the simplicity factor and think into these big business people or whoever, people who value their time or business or anything of that sort, right? They're going to value the simplicity, right? Because very straight to the point, what you do, they're going to read it and say, huh, okay, none of the fluff of we did this, we can do that, I'm from here, I'm from that. No? So that's just like very briefly. I thought that was cool. But yeah, this balanced strategy essentially allows you to refine the offer and ensure that the campaigns are driven by data instead of guesswork. So taking this here, onboard a new client. We typically start our clients off with 100 email accounts. At fully scaled up at 25 max a day, you're looking at 2,500 emails a day. And what we're going to do from this point of onboarding is build a lead list, scrape the leads, verify them, format the company names, and create that unique brainer offer, right? No-brainer offer. Now, this is where I only have 2 here, but again, as I said, you could do 3. This is where you take their 2 top-performing industries, let's say the most clients they have or gotten the best results with, and you essentially just make campaigns driven around that. You do a 3-offer test, industry-specific keywords you could toss in there as well, and a no-brainer direct offer, as I said. And these lists will consist between 10 and 20,000 leads if you have the big enough TAM for it. And those offers that you're testing is just different call to actions. But you have a hard call to action, a soft call to action. For example, hop on a call with me. May I send you a document? May I send you a video? Something very generic and basic that I'm explaining, but that's the type of thing you want to portray, right? Can I show you a demo of how it works? I mean, it could be worded differently as well. A demo and get on a call sounds like 2 different things, but in reality, it's kind of the same thing. So that's what you're going to be testing. And you're going to take all the results from that campaign and essentially further refine it. So let's say industry 1, you have, going back to our example, attorneys, and let's say industry 2 is SaaS, right? Just for example. And let's say attorneys perform the best, but that soft call to action, can I show you a demo, was the best performing offer between both of these. So you would take that, make an offer thesis built around that. Okay, so attorneys responded the best, and this offer responded the best. Let's put that together. And this is where you're going to A, B, and C test that CTA, right? Very simple stuff, as I said. So for example, that was a softer call to action, but it was more like a medium call to action, right? It's hopping on a call, but can I send? Would you be okay if I sent you a demo? Go ahead and now test that. So we're gonna have a campaign of attorneys. Take something of a medium sort type of call to action, right? Would it be okay if I send you a demo? Would it be okay if I send you a video? Would it be okay if I send you a document, right? Those three things are that are softer to medium call to actions, essentially, and just saying low commitment, right? Doesn't cost them a tremendous amount of time or energy or money. And yeah, you just test it again. And then you write more scripts around their winning call to action. Then you can launch targeted campaigns based off of that results, right? And you're always just consistently A and B testing. As I said, it's very simple, but this is the entire layout essentially. And this is what you want to do to verify that offer. Now, there's different ways of doing it. This is just how I do it. This doesn't mean it'll work 100% for you. However, for those who are looking just to get started or some more information on how we do things or want to learn how to do this, and this is a pretty good place to start. So that's all I really have to tell you guys for today's video. Thank you so much for watching. Now, if you are a B2B service-based business and you're looking for someone to handle all of your cold email outbound, feel free to schedule a call with me down below in the description. We'll go out and talk about your current outreach methods, how we can improve it, and some tips and advice. Absolute worst case scenario, you just leave there with some invaluable advice and hopefully learn something new or more, right? Best case scenario, we begin to fill your calendar with booked meetings and give you more qualified sales opportunities. And that's all you got to do is just take that meeting. So thank you so much for watching again. I'll see everybody in the next video. Take care.